It was 2020, and I was working as a security guard at a logistics warehouse outside St. Louis. The building was over 15,000 square meters, a massive concrete box surrounded by dead fields and empty roads. My job was to patrol every 2 hours, check emergency exits, monitor surveillance cameras, and radio in a report to the central station every hour. I worked the third shift, midnight to 8 a.m., 5 nights a week. The pay was decent, but the isolation was absolute. I knew every corner of that place, every creak in the metal floor, every hum from the industrial freezers in the north sector. The first few weeks were monotonous. Nothing happened. I walked, drank black coffee, listened to podcasts with headphones so I wouldn't draw attention. At night, the building was empty, pallets stacked like silent graves. The cameras were spread throughout, but some areas, especially the abandoned offices at the back of Sector B, had blind spots. The supervisor told me not to worry about them. It's just outdated equipment. It all started around 3:17 a.m. on March 14th. I was in the control room filling out my inspection report when I noticed something strange on the main monitor. Camera 12B, which covered the hallway leading to the empty offices, showed a silhouette. It was standing still at the end of the corridor, facing away from the camera. I leaned closer. The resolution was poor, but the shape was unmistakable. A tall figure in a dark uniform, exactly like mine. I checked the timestamp on the video, 3:16. I had just completed my round at 2:45, and I was certain I'd checked everything. There had been no one there. I grabbed my radio. "Control to Central, do you copy?" Silence. I repeated it. Still nothing. The radio was supposed to be on open channel. I took my flashlight and my walkie-talkie and stepped out. The hallway was cold, the fluorescent lights flickering intermittently, as they often did. I moved slowly, my flashlight beam cutting through the dark. With every step, the silence felt heavier. When I reached the end of the corridor, there was nothing, just a closed door, the last office labeled Maintenance Authorized Access Only. The handle was cold. No footprints, no smell, nothing. I checked the cameras again on my way back. No silhouette, as if it had never been there. I told myself it was a glitch, a reflection, a camera malfunction. But the next night, at exactly the same time, it happened again. 3:17 a.m., same silhouette, same position. And again, the radio wouldn't respond. This time, I ran. I kicked open the office door. Nothing. Just a rusted table, dusty files, an old wall phone unplugged. I searched every corner. No one. Yet on the recording, the figure had been there for exactly 47 seconds. I didn't tell anyone. I was afraid they'd think I was crazy. But on the third night, I decided to set a trap. I taped a strip of duct tape across the floor in front of the door, barely visible in the dark, and placed a portable camera I'd brought from home, aimed directly at the hallway. I did my round at 2:45, then stayed in the control room, eyes glued to the screens. At 3:17, it reappeared. Same stance, same stillness. I looked at my personal camera. Nothing, no movement. The tape was intact. A chill ran down my neck. Then suddenly, camera 12B flickered. The image froze for a second, then resumed. The silhouette was gone, but on my screen, I saw something else. The office door handle moved, slowly, as if someone had turned it from the inside. I called Central. This time, the radio worked. "Everything okay, Mike?" Yes, everything's fine." I didn't say a word. The next night, I arrived with an external battery for my camera and installed a second device inside the office, hidden under the table. I pretended to leave at 2:45, but stayed in the hallway, hiding behind a rack of pallets. I waited. 3:17 came. Nothing on the cameras. But at 3:48, I heard a noise, a soft creak of a door. I held my breath. The office door cracked open, and then I saw it. A hand. A gloved, dark hand gripping the edge. Then an arm. Then a full figure in black, face hidden under a hood. It stopped, turned its head toward camera 12B, as if it knew it was being watched. Then it looked straight at me. I panicked. I stood up, flashed my light. "Stop!" It stepped back, slammed the door shut. I ran, threw the door open. Nothing. The room was empty. My portable camera lay on the floor, powered off. The battery was gone. I called the police. They came, searched the building. Nothing. No signs of forced entry, no fingerprints, nothing. The supervisor said it was probably a former employee who'd kept a spare key. But why at exactly 3:17? Why every night? And why was it watching me? I went back to work. I didn't have a choice. But on the 5th night, I decided to stay put. I turned off all the hallway lights, stayed in the dark behind the control room. At 3:17, the silhouette appeared on camera. This time, it started moving, slowly, toward the camera. Then suddenly, the screen went black. At the same moment, I heard a sound behind me, a breath. I turned my head. He was there, less than a meter away. No hood now. It was me. Same face, same uniform, same scar above the left eyebrow. He looked at me, smiled, and said, "You knew you shouldn't stay." I screamed. I pulled out my backup weapon, a taser, but he vanished, just like that, instantly. The lights came back on, the cameras too. On the recording, there was nothing, just me standing there, talking to myself. I quit the next day. I never went back. The building was sold a few months later, but sometimes, when I'm working late at my computer, around 3:17, the light in my office flickers, and my reflection on the screen lingers a second too long after I've moved.